Hello YouTube. This video is going to be touching upon Eudemons Online. We're going to be talking about, the new player experience. We're going to be talking also about returning players. So I'm hoping this guide kind of helps new and sort of returning players regain understand where they want to be. So the first thing we're going to say is your class. You need to pick a class. Class is important. I could go through the classes quickly. So if we were to go here and create, this might make some noise. So we're going to create an account. So firstly, we'll talk about the mage. So the mage is one of your basic classes. Good AoE, not so great single target damage, but solid AoE damage. It's actually had a really good rework recently, and I would say it's a good class. It's definitely one worth picking up, worth playing. In general, just to quickly give a general overview of the classes, they're all very even. I wouldn't say one is greater than the other. It's just if you prefer playing something ranged, sort of from afar, casting, dealing with magic damage, mage is a good pick. The next one we're going to talk about is, again, the other original class. So there was two original classes in this game, Mage and Warrior. Warrior definitely hasn't had as much love as the Mage. The Mage got full rework, whilst the Warrior hasn't. The Warrior does have some great new skills nonetheless. One in particular is their spin move, which is absolutely amazing. So I don't know if anyone's played League of Legends or games like that where you've got spin moves. But yeah, he just pretty much just goes into a 360 spin and keeps spinning. It gives him a big speed buff as well, so you can kind of get through the map very quickly using it. Probably the fastest class, with maybe the exception of the Ranger, thanks to that skill. Again, it's a melee class. You don't have to worry about tanks and no tank, etc. in this game. It's really, do you want to be a physical damage guy or a magical damage guy? There's no healers or anything like that. Necromancer. So the next class is Necromancer, probably the only one that's going to rival Mage. So what Necromancers do, they get to summon little spirits. The spirits can fight for you, so you're more of a summoner, I guess. Other games would call them summoners. So you kind of summon spirits, they will do all the fighting. You have a few skills that you can cast, but it's mostly controlling them. Again, it's a mage class, mage DPS, so if you enjoy sort of ranged mage DPS and summoning with some cool animations, Necromancer is probably the one for you. Paladin. So, where I said there was no healer, this is probably the closest thing you're going to get to a healer. You've got revive skills, so you can pick up fallen allies, or fallen enemies if you want to be that guy. Pick up some enemies and kill them again. That's really it. He's got a revive skill, everything else is damage based. I say Paladin is the only class that doesn't have a sustained damage skill. So whilst every other class has quite good sustained damage, so they have lots of chain attacking and just sort of non-stop attacking, Paladin has a lot of bursts. So out of all the classes, it would have the highest burst DPS. So in sort of 10 seconds, it would drop the highest DPS, but then you'd have a minute cooldown on, like 30 seconds to a minute on some of your skills. So you'd have to wait down for your cooldowns. It's the only class that's dependent on cooldowns. In saying that, it is still a very, very solid class. You'll see a lot of players playing it, not only because it's quite an old class, but also because it is just a solid class. Having the burst DPS is big, and the revive is huge. The revive opens up so many doors. So yeah, that's Paladin. Again, it's a magic dealer, just to let you guys know that it's magic. Right, next we have Vampire. Vampire is a melee physical damage dealer. In most cases, you'll see that the physical damage dealers tend to be melee, whilst the range damage dealers mostly can do it from afar. So Vampire is a great boss killer. Single target DPS, there really isn't that many classes that can sort of out DPS it. It's just the way its skills work. He doesn't have many AoE skills, instead it's all focused sort of on boss killing. So you'll find that Vampire probably kills bosses, I want to say the best, almost the best. But yeah, in terms of sort of raw DPS, this is a great class to be. Again, they have a penetrate skill, so you can kind of penetrate through your enemy's armor, which kind of ups their sort of boss damage a bit more. Next up we move on to Shadow Knight. So, like Vampire, again, a melee class. The reason I said that Shadow Knight doesn't have the best boss clear is because of these guys. They have absolutely phenomenal boss clear as well. I'd say enough to rival Vampire, even though they don't have the Penetrate skill. On top of that, Shadow Knights also have very defensive skills, in that they have sort of armor. They give armor and shields to their team, so they provide a lot of utility. If they were geared up almost identically, so if we geared up a Vampire and a Shadow Knight identically, the Vampire might do sort of 1,000 more damage, but then the shields that you'd be getting from the Shadow Knight, and the health you'd be getting from the Shadow Knight, and also the kit, I think it outweighs the Vampire, which is why you don't see many Vampires, but you see a lot of Shadow Knights. In saying that, I probably will be going Vampire on the new server, so if anyone will be following the videos when that comes out, there's a good chance that I will be playing Vampire, just to see, you know, seriously how strong a Vampire is. I am previously and have been a Shadow Knight for ages, so yeah, I think that would be an interesting experience. And the last one we're going to talk about is the Ranger. So the Ranger is the only class that's actually locked behind a level wall. You need to get to level 130 on one of these characters before the Ranger unlocks. It is the latest character to come out. I have honestly not played it that much. From what I've seen, in terms of raw DPS, firstly, it's the only physical raw DPS damage dealer that it can shoot from afar, and it also has probably the highest numbers. Looking at some of the Rangers, a Ranger tends to hit a little bit more than almost any other class. So in terms of boss killing, this might be the best class, but then you kind of need to level up to 130 on another class. So it's kind of locked behind some annoyance. In saying that, it's definitely not a bad class. In fact, I think it's one of the better classes. If you can get your hands on a Ranger, I would make one, but again, understand you've got to do the 130 grind, which, you know, can take a day or two. Right. So let's go back to our guy. So things that you want to do as a returning player, things that you want to get done. First and foremost, level. Level is your biggest friend. The level cap is 150, but I would say the soft level cap is 132. So after 132, leveling does slow down a fair bit, and you know that actually is perfectly in time with the 132 weapon. So you'll see a lot of people using 132 as a weapon. Maybe this guy. Oh no, he's using 75. But anyway, but like 132 is a good level cap. Sort of aim for there. You can achieve 130 to 132 in, I'd say, 2 to sort of 3 days. It really doesn't take too much time, as long as you're willing to commit to leveling. You know, as long as you commit to leveling, there's nothing that will stop you from getting to where you want to be. Oh, we missed Family War. Right. After leveling, the most important thing is your BP. So a lot of the game revolves around your battle power, which is called BP. You need to try and influence your battle power in a way where you're stronger than the other people around you. Eudemons Online, being Eudemons Online, naturally has Eudemons, so these pets over here. The easiest way to work on your battle power is by working on them. You can summon up to 3 pets. Again, if your certain classes have pets inside them, so Shadow Knight, Necromancer, Vampire, they have pets inside. So they'll only use 2 pets plus their spirit inside them. Other classes have the 3 pets. I would say, you know, whether you use a 3rd pet or a spirit, it makes no difference. It's just one's more convenient. Like, I think spirits are a bit more convenient, but the downside is you can never sell them. So, yeah. So the first thing you want to do is star up your Eudemons. So for every star on your Eudemons, if we go to our battle power. For every star on your Eudemons, it's going to correlate to 1 battle power. So as you can see, none of our Eudemons give us battle power at the moment. If I was to summon my pets now, you can see that I've just gained 185, 185, and 143. If we further break that down, we get 145 from the star, and then because it's the rank 1 on the server, you get an additional 40. So by working on your pets and trying to get them to the highest possible grade on the server as well, you get additional BP bonuses. Again, BP is what factors whether or not you can kill a person or not. So being the highest BP guy tends to mean that you're going to kill the next guy. So in the early days, you want to try and focus BP. You want to try and get sort of 100-star pets. you want to hit 40 stars at first to be able to unlock God and unlock a lot of the other stuff. We're going to have a look at other things that factor your BP. So your knights, again, that is Eudemon based. So if you go back into Eudemons and hit knights, this is your knights page. Everyone's going to need, a Templar, and it'll tell you what pets are used for Templar. So you can see it's an MDef, PDef, or the other one's a PDef, if I'm not wrong. You can use a Vanquisher or a Valkyrie. I personally opted for Vanquisher. It makes no difference which one you opt for. Scrunch and Sizzle. So I've opted for a Sizzle. Again, it doesn't matter which one you opt for. They give the same buff. And you can see when you break down, so at 70 star, that is the limit. And that's the most sort of damage reduction and most damage you're going to gain. These ones are health based, and that's SP. So you want to be working on your knights. They're going to give you a ton of BP and also other stats. So knights are very important. You can see character level here as well. So character level and divine level. This is why I said you need a level 40 pet. So you can start leveling your divine level. 60 is cap here, 150 is cap here. Just to touch lastly on this bit here, you've got gift bonus and deity land bonus. So your gift bonus is located over here in Goddess. So when you enter Goddess, you can see that we've rolled BP stats, and you would have rolled them across the board. That is your gift bonus. That's how you attain gift bonus. You can get up to 200 and something. So I've got 203. I know you can gain, I think it's 205 is the max. And deity land bonus is your divine fire. For both of them, you do need to hit God. So you can't actually benefit from that until you become a God. That's why you need to be low. You need to have a 40 star pet ASAP and complete the Apophysis quest. Again, I could just go into deity land and I could show you. So once you have 1,500 divine fire, you will unlock the 200 battle power. Right. Next, equipment. So you yourself make a huge part of your BP. So for gears go from normal to refined to unique to elite to super, and then after super and after you've become a god, it becomes divine unique, divine elite, and divine super. Each one of those will give you one battle power. So to have a divine, super divine piece of gear, that's 7 BP, if I'm not wrong. And then for each socket you make, that's another BP. And then if your gear has maybe some BP gems, that's even more BP. So you want to factor all that in. You can see that my gears are completely super divined. Everything is plus 12, so I get the 12 BP from the bonus there. We can actually show you from here. It will give you a full breakdown. So all 6 equipment are the right level. So as long as they've hit the level cap, you get 6 BP from that. The lowest equipment is plus 12, so you get whatever the bonus is from your lowest equipment. So you can see I've got 41 BP from the fact that they're all super divine. Anima. So anima's one of the something I'll touch on. You can attach little stones. They're called anima stones. They're found in the shopping mall. You can find them in PKT. They'll drop from bosses, but they are very rare drops. They give a huge amount of BP. So you can see a 13 gives 24 BP, and I have 13s on all my gears. So that's why my anima bonus was so high. So I've got 144 from anima. Sockets, so I have 18 sockets, so 3 sockets on everything, and that's 18 bonus from just the sockets. BP gems, I have 3 BP gems, that's another 15 BP. And super gems, so if your gem is just super, that's still 1 BP, so I've got 18 super gems in my gear. Right. And then lastly, talismans, that's something I need to work on personally, but talismans have a bonus of, as long as you've 12 star them all, they'll give you 12 BP for each one, plus 24 BP for the rune. So that's huge. So again, there's still work to be done here. I can go up to 300 equipment very comfortably. And lastly, you're looking for BP. You want to look at a legion. So you want to join a legion as fast as you can. Based on your position within the legion, you'll get a bit more BP. So the leader tends to get the most. 90% of the legion BP then goes to the deputies. And then 80% goes to the generals. 70% goes to the captains, etc. There's also honor badges, so this is doing your legion quests. So you can see that from here, it goes up to 30 firstly, so you can get up to 30 BP. I get 23, which means I've hit honor 23. So the more I do, the more badges I'm going to get. You get BP from your mentors, if you have a mentor in the game. I personally don't. Castle, so there is a castle system in the game, so you can go make a castle. You get very negligible BP, where it's like 1 or 2 only. And the other big one is nobility. So nobility, in an early server, everyone's going to be competing for gold. In a sort of old server, everyone's kind of already going to have that gold and have already donated to what they want to be. So if we look at nobility here, we can see that, you know, the amount of gold you donate correlates to the amount of BP you get. So if we're going down here, so if you're rank 1 in gold, you get 200 BP. If you're rank 2, you get 160. If you're in the top 7, you get 90 BP. So this is a really easy way of collecting a stupid amount of BP really quickly. For new server players, I really honestly, I think the best thing you can do for yourself is get gear and start working on your pets. So going back to sort of that basic, we're going to talk about gear now. For your gear, if you want to be you want to have the longevity in your gear and you want to do gear just once, I would be very picky with your gear. So you want to pick a single element, and I have touched upon this. If you go to my damage and defire video, I would have touched upon it there. It's all about doing damage in this game. So you want to try and do the maximum amount of damage so you can clear bosses quicker and progress quicker. And in order to do that, you need good elements. So we say the base minimum for all gear should be about 60. So a good set of gear is 60 elements. A really good set of gear would probably have like 80 elements. And then, you know, and then it'll go up as high as sort of you can. But I would aim for 60 elements, which means you want plus 10 on all your equipment. So if we hover over this, we can see that my necklace is plus 17. And it's a wind attribute. So you want to pick an attribute. The attribute doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's fire, wind, earth. It does not matter. All that matters is that all 6 pieces of your gear have the same attribute. So if you're rolling wind, then you're rolling wind, and do not change it. So you can see I've got a 10 wind over here. You can see I've got an 11 wind with some extras on the side, but we don't care for them. You know, if they roll something, they just roll. We don't care as long as we get the wind element that we need. So we got 11 wind here. Overall, my total, so 11 here, 9 here, and 8 here. So these two didn't quite roll up to the 10, but it's made up for in these gears. Therefore, these gears are okay. My total gear element is actually 66. It's not perfect. It's not like super great, but it is over the 60 mark. And then the remaining, and then when we go to goddesses, we roll. So I'm a wind user, so I roll the plus 5 wind on each one of my goddesses. So that gives me an additional 20. So if as a new player, the first thing you want to do is work on your gears, and the first thing when working on your gears to look out for is an element. Pick a plus 10 element and make sure all your gears are the same element. Right. And in saying that, look at that. Someone's selling a plus 11 wind element already. So like people make and people sell them. So yeah. Right. Next, you want to try and get sockets in your gears. You want to start putting gems. I personally always go for the attack gems. So make sure your right side is completely attack gems and your left side is, you know, defense and BP gems. Attack gems are the most important for me because it's all about doing damage. It's all about doing DPS, and the only way you're going to do damage, DPS, is by having good attacks. So, you know, work on attack gems. When working on your pets, so I said work on your Eudemon pets. There's many different ways of composing. So I'm going to touch upon composing a little, since this is going to be one of the core gameplay elements. So if we head over to Andreas over here, this is your compose guy. This is the guy that's going to make you do all the composing. When you click here and then you hit compose Eudemon, the best composing you can do for your pet is by putting it in the main attribute. The main attribute is going to make you grow. So if we look at the panda now, we have 6,000 M attack, 7,000 P attack. We want these numbers to grow, and the only way those numbers are ever going to grow is by doing normal main attribute composing. So for as long as you can, and you know, as long as you have the resources to do it, I would farm and get these. So whatever this needs, so this right now needs 15 stars. I would find a way to get 15 stars or higher, and I would put them into this pet, upgrade its attack until as high as it can possibly go. We tend to say the sort of soft cap is 30 star. So once your pet can no longer take 25 star Eudemons, we say, cool, that's now capped. If you can source 30 star universals, which is, you know, honestly, currently very, very difficult. Very few players can do it, and it's mostly sort of TQ shop. So for that reason, we say 25 is the cap at the moment. So try and star up your pets to 25. If you can get 30s, by all means, go crazy on them. So for now, I would say get that up to 25 cap. As you can see, my panda isn't there yet, but I'm not working on the panda massively. So next, we're going to touch on sort of so you see sub attribute, initial, luck. All these composing methods don't actually matter as much. So really focus on main attribute, and you can almost skip the rest of this. Luck is okay, but mostly you're going to use luck potions, so you don't even need luck composing, in all due honesty. The best way to get your luck up is just luck potions, and you'll get them through quests anyway. So the next type of composing is your divine stuff. So once you hit level 40, you're going to be able to do divine composing. Again, main attribute composing is just like, you know, the main attribute of normal composing, except this doesn't give you any stats. This is raw, just star power. So you're going to get lots of star power up. It's going to be a little bit faster than if you were to normal compose, but you're going to get no stats for it. So, you know, here you're making the choice of I want higher BP than higher damage, which I'm always against. I think you should, you know, max your normal compose, and that should be your main priority, and then think about divine composing. It doesn't matter in which order you do it, as long as you max your main compose. But, you know, personally, from the way I see it is, if you have universals and if you have the EPs to buy universals, I'd opt to buy the universals before you buy the shards. But yeah, no, that's my personal preference. So you can max these in any order. Within divine attribute composing, there's also minor attribute composing. This is, so if we go into divinity over here, you can see that my spirit and my wisdom, this is composed in here. So you get your spirit up to 60 and your wisdom up to 60 at max. And the last is phase composing. So you see I've got a P7 here. So this goes up to P9. Yeah, so like these are your core ways of leveling, starring pets up. Of course, the best way to do it is main attribute composing, and that's the one I wouldn't stray from for as long as you can. In addition to that, you would have orb and negate. Again, there's no downside to orbing and negating. So the way this works is, you see that there's 600 points right now on there, 650 even. That means that I've got 6.5 stars up from this, and that means I've got 6 stars from this. These go up to 10, so you can actually get 10 stars on both sides. So that would equal to a total of 20 stars through orb and negate. Phase also has a limit, so you can go up to P9. And if I'm not wrong, we say each phase is 2.5 stars. So you can actually get 22.5 stars up from phase composing. So if you max phased and then you maxed orbed, you'd actually have you wouldn't be able to do phase without getting your 40 star to begin with. But assuming you got to 40 star and then did max orb, max phase, you'd be on about 80 sort of 3 stars. Right, and that kind of covers the basics of composing. Some of you might ask me, right, so what sort of events and dailies do we do? So I would follow the main quest line. I would finish the main quest line, which is located at the bottom left of your screen. If you go to Glory Path, I would complete all of this. This will teach you how to play the game fully, so I wouldn't stray from this. You're going to hit level caps. When you do, you need to assess where you are. So if you're playing on a new server, you're going to notice that some places in the world are going to be locked. So Cat Maze doesn't open for 2 weeks, so you can't do the Cat Maze quest for 2 weeks. There's a few things that are locked behind sort of time. If you're playing on an older server, then everything will be unlocked. And, you can just follow this main quest all the way up to 130. When you're stuck, let's say you got to a god, you got to 140 star on your first day because you're just, awesome like that. And, it's not impossible. Like, I've done it before. Other people have done it before. So let's say you've done that. You've actually gone God mode and you've unlocked the skill Avatar. The best place to actually level up is to Avatar. Click over here in Humans and go to Ice Maze. The only way you can get to Ice Maze is through Avatar. So you want to Avatar to Ice Maze. You could level up here to 132. It will take a bit of time and a bit of XP skills. I think I was averaging, I want to say, sort of 10% per XP skill, and each XP skill is like 3 minutes each. So, in about 30 minutes, I was leveling up. These pets, like the monsters here, will kill you in one shot in most cases. So you want to use your XP skill and only kill within XP skill. So right now, we're going to wait for the bottom bar to fill up, and I could just show you. Again, you can't actually access the map without God and without using the skill Avatar. Right, let's just wait for that. So one other trick I'll teach you here is, let's say you had an inventory full of stuff. So if you wanted your pages of Eudemons to be leveled up as well in here, all you'd have to do is create a team. So create a team. So now we have a team open. What this will do is, once we finish XP skill, everything within your bag will level up. So if you're trying to compose, let's say you're just trying to get the Eudemons, so these stuff, leveled up, the easiest way is to actually create a team, come over here, XP skill once, everything will be level 40. And then go back, compose them all in. So rather than like leveling up one by one, just don't compose them into yourself and let them sit in your bag. Do an XP skill here, and that's going to be the quickest way to hatch Eudemons. At least without using crystals and stuff. So you actually end up saving resources and time. And then, you know, once you've leveled them, I tend to put them in here. So you can see that I've done this before where I've... In fact, you know what, I'll show you. So I'll take these out. So they're all level 1. Again, if you don't have a team, so if this is not a part of your team, then... So if you don't open the team, it will only give the pets you've converged XP and yourself XP. So if you're trying to level, don't be a part of the team and just soak up all the XP yourself. But if you're trying to do pets like I am here, then, you know, open the team, make sure that, you know, it says invite, that means the team's on your head. You don't have to invite anyone. I actually recommend not inviting anyone on your team and just going in and XP skilling. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Phoenix Berserker. If you're a paladin, this is probably your best XP skill. So we just go in. You can see that, you know, the monsters don't even hit us. We're killing them fast enough. This, you know, the monsters actually have very low health. So like almost every class can one-shot these. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go up this, kill all these. Like so. Very easy. Like that, and that, and that. So normally you can go up and down one corridor very comfortably. Within the time frame. We still got half XP skill up, so we might just go half the way up here. That makes a bit of sense. So we'll go 1, then 2, and then maybe come down. So we've hit about 12 million XP. That's honestly more than enough XP to level up your stuff. If you're trying to go for levels, then by all means do a little bit more. So let's do that. We're about to come out of XP skill. 14 million XP is going to give us... So you can see everything's now 42, and you only need level 40 to be able to compose these. So I've just hatched pages and pages of these, and I'm now going to deposit them all. The reason I'm depositing them is so they're not clogging up space in my Eudemons bank. I'd rather they put them in the bank and then take them out when I need them. So, and I will need them soon enough, so this is definitely not a wasted endeavour. Cool, I think that one's nearly full. Done, and then let's fill up this bank as well. And then when you want to get out of this map, again, you would use your avatar skill to get out of the map. Oh, that's already full. See, herein lies the problem. I never have enough warehouse space. Right, okay, and then we could just avatar out of here. So hit Cronus, and then anywhere, and just avatar. And boom, you're back in your main map. So yeah, as a new player, that's really all there is to it. You just want to, you know, level up. You want to work on your pets. You want to get your BP up. You want to get your damage up. One more thing I will show you is located here. Let's get rid of all the people. So the legendary explorer Planto. You want to be doing Temple Altar every single day. It's going to give you the most possible XP you can. We can go in now and I can show you how it works. So it's very, very simple quest. It takes 10 seconds of your day, honestly. So what you do is you kill some monsters here. You're looking for these cult steels. Click on them, kill the monsters. Very easy. Then you go to the next one, open the next one. The reason we're doing this, we're trying to collect the points. We need to go up to 6,000 points. So at 6,000 points, the main boss will spawn, and then we can proceed to kill it and get our big chunk of XP for the day. You can only do this quest once a day, so I highly recommend you do it. Never miss it. So you can see the boss just spawned. We've actually one-shot it so quickly. Claimed our XP, and then we're out of here. Another thing that you want to be doing daily is coming to your events tab. You unlock this at level 90. So once you've done this, you want to be doing your temple treasure, the treasure map every day. You want to be doing your temple altar every day. You know, you want to be doing your team battles every day. I do videos on dailies, you know, almost every day. So I'll be doing my dailies every day, and I'll show you guys how to do them if you guys have any questions. But I 100%, you know, find a team, get these team ones done, do your Legion dailies. It really benefits your Legion. And yeah, all in all, just enjoy Eudemons Online. I'm doing my best to work with TQ in order to try and get some more content out for you guys. So yeah, let me know if you guys need anything, want to know anything more, and you know, have a wonderful day.